Okay, picture this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a cliche we've all seen 100 times in the movies,
I
right?
bet.
You walk into a dimly lit room. There are these heavy velvet drapes, a crystal ball in the corner, and a woman flips over one card that's supposed to predict your doom.
The classic Hollywood version. It's very effective, isn't it? It sets a mood.
It is spooky, but it's also, I think, what keeps a lot of rational people, miles away from what's actually a fascinating psychological tool.
It really is. And that's the barrier we're hoping to break down today. We're doing a deep dive into the complete guide to tarot cards and intuitive reading. And the first thing we have to do is just shatter that crystal ball image.
Right.
The source material is very clear that tarot is not about fixed fortune telling. It's not about predicting lottery numbers.
Which is a bit of a bummer. I was honestly hoping to get some investment advice out of this.
I really wouldn't recommend it. If you look at the history, tarot is a tool for clarity, for self-trust. It's less what's going to happen to me and much more how do I navigate what's happening now.
So it shifts the agency from some external fate back to you.
That's the headline. It's a mirror, not a crystal ball.
So our mission today is to demystify this deck of 78 cards. We're going to look at the architecture of the deck because it is a structured system. It's not just random pictures. We'll break down the scary cards everyone panics over, and we'll give you a practical guide on how you can actually start reading them without memorizing a textbook.
And it's surprisingly accessible. You don't need to be gifted or have a third eye or anything like that. You just have to be observant.
Okay, before we get into the mechanics, I want to stick with this mirror idea because to a skeptic, and I know we have skeptics listening, shuffling cardboard and expecting it to tell you about your life sounds, well, irrational.
That's completely fair, but think of it like a Rorschach test, the ink blot tests.
Sure.
The ink blot itself has no meaning, it's just ink. But if you see a threatening monster and I see a dancing butterfly, that tells us something about your state of mind versus mine.
Right. It reveals what's already in your own head.
Exactly. Tarot works on a similar principle. It's called projection. The cards provide these rich archetypal images, kings, queens, towers, and your brain just fills in the gaps with whatever's going on in your subconscious.
So if I pull a card about conflict and my mind immediately jumps to my boss, the card didn't know about my boss. I did.
Precisely. The card just held up a sign that made you look at it. It brought it from the back of your mind to the front.
Okay, that makes sense. It's like an intuition pump. So let's look at the machine itself. 78 cards. That feels like a lot to memorize.
It is if you try to do it one by one, like vocabulary words. But the source divides them into two main camps, which makes it much easier. You have the Major Arcana and the Minor Arcana.
And Arcana just means secrets or mysteries, right?
Yes. So the big mysteries and the little mysteries. The Major Arcana is 22 cards. These are the heavy hitters.
The blockbuster.
Think of them as the chapters of a book. They represent these big, long-term themes, spiritual lessons, and major turning points. This isn't about your lunch, it's about who you're becoming.
And this is where we find those famous characters people recognize. The Fool, the Magician.
Right. And there's a story there. It's often called the Fool's Journey. The Major Arcana actually tells a story from card 0 all the way to 21.
Let's start with 0. The Fool. I feel like if I pulled this in a reading, I might be a little offended.
A lot of people are. They think it means they're being stupid. But in tarot, being the fool is a beautiful thing. It represents the very beginning. It's pure potential, that willingness to jump off a cliff not knowing if you'll fly or fall.
The leap of faith card.
Exactly. It's the blank slate. And as you move on, you meet the teachers. You have the Magician, which is about realizing you have the tools to create what you want. Then there's the High Priestess.
The High Priestess always looks so cool in every deck. Very mysterious.
She's the guardian of the subconscious. If the Magician is about acting, she's about knowing. But, then the journey gets a little rough. We have to talk about the cards that make people want to run away.
The scary cards. I'm looking at my notes here. The Tower. The name alone sounds bad.
The Tower is, I'd say, arguably more feared than the Death card. The imagery is usually pretty violent. A tower struck by lightning, fire, people falling.
It looks like a complete disaster. How's that helpful to pull?
It's helpful because it represents the destruction of false structures.
Explain that.
Okay, imagine you're in a job that's making you miserable, or a relationship built on a lie. You're trying to hold it together, but the foundation is rotten. The tower is the lightning strike that brings it all crashing down. It's chaotic, it's painful, but it's necessary. You can't build something real on a fake foundation.
So it's the rip the Band-Aid off moment, an eviction notice for your denial.
That is a great way to put it. It's a liberation, but a violent one. It forces truth on you.
And then the big one, the death card. Skeleton, Grim Reaper, the whole thing. If I'm a beginner and I see that, I'm thinking my days are numbered.
And this is the biggest myth the source wants to bust. It appears in movies as literal doom, but in a reading it almost never means physical death.
So what's it doing there then?
It signifies transition, transformation. Think about it like fall has to happen for spring to come. The caterpillar has to die for the butterfly to exist. It's the end of a cycle.
So if I ask about my career and I get death, it's not, a workplace accident.
No. It means the job as you know it, or your attitude toward it, is ending. It's saying, let it go, stop dragging the past around.
Okay, that is significantly less terrifying. So the major arcana are these big, soul-shaking events, but most of life isn't that. Mostly, it's just Tuesday.
And that's where the minor arcana comes in, the other 56 cards. If the major arcana are the chapters, these are the sentences. The daily grind, emotions, arguments, paychecks.
And these are structured like a regular deck of playing cards.
Very similar. You have 4 suits, and understanding these is the quickest hack to learning tarot. If you know the element, you know the card's general meaning.
Okay, let's run through them. First up, wands.
Wands are fire. Think heat, spark, adrenaline. This suit is all about passion, creativity, motivation, ambition.
The get up and go suit.
Spiritual caffeine, yeah. Next, you have cups.
Which implies liquid, water.
Exactly. Water, it flows, it has depth. Cups are the suit of emotions, relationships, love, intuition, the heart stuff.
Right, so if you ask about a relationship and you get no cups, that could be it.
A bit of a red flag, yeah.
Yeah.
A dry spell. Then we have swords, which sounds aggressive.
Yeah.
Swords are air. This one trips people up. Why air? Think of a sword cutting through the air. It's fast, it's sharp. Air represents the mind, intellect, communication, logic.
But the cards look so
No,
dangerous.
because our minds are dangerous. The sword suit often deals with conflict, anxiety, overthinking. It's that double-edged sword of intellect. It can solve problems, but it can also create them.
I think I resonate with the sword suit a little too much. And finally, pentacles.
Pentacles are earth, sometimes called coins. This is the solid stuff. Money, health, your home, the physical world.
So wands is action, cups is feeling, swords is thinking, and pentacles is having.
You've got it. And each suit runs ace to 10, a progression of experience. Then you have the court cards, page, knight, queen, king.
Are those supposed to be actual people?
They can be, but they often represent personality types or stages of maturity. A page is like a student, eager but naive. A knight is all about action, sometimes reckless. A queen is internal mastery, and a king is external mastery.
So a king of wands is someone who has mastered their passion, a charismatic leader.
Exactly. Whereas a page of wands is just someone with a cool idea and maybe no follow-through yet. You're reading the energy level.
Okay, so we have the definitions, we have the architecture, but knowing the alphabet doesn't mean you can write a novel.
Yeah.
How do we actually do a reading?
Right. And step 1, according to the source, happens before you even touch the cards. It's the question. This is where most beginners go wrong.
I'm guessing, will I win the lottery is not a good question.
Well, it is a terrible question. The source advises strongly against any yes-no questions.
Why? Isn't a clear answer what we want?
A clear answer is great, but a binary one shuts down the conversation. If you ask, will I get the job? And the cards suggest no, you just feel defeated. You give your power away to a piece of cardboard.
So how do you rephrase that?
You want open-ended questions that center on your agency. So instead of, will I get the job, ask, what can I do to improve my chances? Or what energy surrounds this choice?
I see. It turns the card into a coach, not a fortune teller. It gives you homework.
Exactly. It empowers you to act.
Okay, I have my question. Now I lay out the cards. I've seen those massive 10-card spreads. Do I need to do that?
Please don't. Not when you're starting. The source is clear. Simplicity is clarity. Too many cards and you just get a muddy, confusing reading.
So what's the alternative?
The one-card pull? Shuffle, ask your question, pull one card, that's it. It's perfect for a daily check-in. What energy do I need today? Pull one card.
And if I want a little more of a story?
Then the 3-card spread is the gold standard. Past, present, future is a classic. Or my favorite is situation, action, outcome.
Situation, action, outcome. That feels very practical.
It is. It's problem solving. Here's where I am, here's what I should do, and here's where that could lead.
Okay, so I've pulled my 3 cards, I flipped them over, and this is where I usually panic and grab the little book that came with the deck.
And the source says, stop, don't touch the book yet. Step 3 is observation first.
But why? I don't know what they mean yet.
But you feel what they mean. The art is designed to bypass your logical brain. Look at the colors. Is the card gloomy or sunny? Look at the body language. Is the person standing tall or curled up on the floor?
So if I pull that 3 of swords, the heart with the swords in it, I don't need a book to tell me that means pain.
Exactly. You feel that ouch. That's your intuition. If you jump straight to the book, you're bypassing your own guidance system. Connect the image to your situation first, then read the book for nuance.
So it's a mix of logic and gut feeling.
That's the sweet spot, and you have to read them as a story. Are there repeating suits? Is the energy moving forward or stuck?
Right, if a spread is all pentacles.
The universe is yelling at you to focus on the material world. Money, health, your job. Stop daydreaming and start building.
Now, we have to address the thing that confuses everyone. I'm shuffling, and a card lands upside down.
Reversal.
Do I just flip it over and pretend I didn't see it?
You can. The source is really clear here. Reading reversals is 100% optional. But if you do read them, a reversal isn't just the opposite.
So the reverse of a love card isn't hate.
Not usually. A reversal often means the energy is blocked, or it's delayed, or it's happening internally.
Give me an example.
Take the Knight of Wands. Upright, he's charging ahead. Reversed, it might mean you want to charge ahead, but something's stopping you. Or maybe you're being reckless and you need to slow down. It adds a yes but to the meaning.
I like that idea of internalized energy. I'm feeling it, but not showing it yet.
Exactly. It just deepens the reading.
Let's pivot to the pitfalls. The source mentioned the concept I thought was funny. Stalking the cards.
Yes, this is a very common beginner mistake.
What is that?
It's where you ask the same question over and over because you didn't like the first answer. Does he like me? Pulls a bad card. Okay, let me shuffle again. Does he like me now?
I feel seen.
We've all done it, but you're just frantically searching for validation, not truth. The cards eventually just give you gibberish because you're not listening.
It's like shaking a magic 8-ball until it says, it is certain. It becomes meaningless.
Precisely. Respect the first answer. Sit with it, even if it's uncomfortable. That's where the growth is.
And the other big pitfall is fear. We talked about the death card, but some people will look at a spread and just see doom and gloom everywhere.
That's a massive red flag. Tarot should be a tool for empowerment. If you leave a reading feeling terrified or helpless, that was a bad reading.
Because it violates that core idea of free will.
Exactly. The future isn't fixed. The cards show you the trajectory you're on right now. If you don't like where the car is headed, you can grab the wheel and turn. That's the whole point of looking at the map.
The map isn't the territory.
Perfect. If the GPS says traffic ahead, you don't just sit there, you find another route.
So for the listeners who are still thinking this is all a bit too woo-woo, the psychological angle is the key, isn't it?
Yeah.
You don't have to believe in anything supernatural.
You really don't. You can be a staunch materialist and use tarot as a brainstorming tool. Writers use it for writer's block. Therapists use it to help clients find words for feelings.
It's vocabulary for the subconscious.
It is. The source says your relationship with tarot is uniquely yours. It doesn't require belief, it just requires curiosity.
So to bring this deep dive home, we've established that tarot isn't about spooky predictions. It's a system of 78 archetypes that act as a mirror for our own psychology.
A skill you develop. Yeah. It mixes book knowledge with that gut-level intuition.
And the best way to start is just to keep it simple. Ask open-ended questions. Pull one card. Look at the picture. Trust your gut.
And don't strive for perfection. The source has a beautiful line. You don't need to be perfect. You only need to be present.
The cards speak, but you are the interpreter. I think that's the key takeaway. It puts the responsibility back on us.
We're the authors. The cards are just illustrations.
I want to leave everyone with a final thought. We talked about how the cards are shuffled randomly. It's mathematical chaos. And yet, when we pull them, we create a story that so often feels true and reveals things we were hiding from ourselves.
Well, it feels inevitable in that moment.
Right. So if the cards are random, but the story we tell about them reveals our deepest truths, are we really reading the cards? Or are the cards just a mirror, forcing us to finally read ourselves?
That's the real magic right there. It's not in the cardboard, it's in the mind that's looking at it.
Something to think about. Thanks for diving in with us.
Always a pleasure.
See you in the next deep